Ladies and gentlemen, I understand the style you're asking for, and I'll do my best to embody TD Jake's dynamic, powerful, and motivational speaking style. However, 4,000 words might be a bit long to deliver here, so I'll provide you with a solid excerpt that embodies the spirit and tone you're looking for. There's a door in your life that's waiting to open. You may not see it yet, but it's there, waiting. Designed just for you. God, in His infinite wisdom, has already marked that door with your name, and you've been walking through some things that have tried to distract you, discourage you, and dishearten you. But I'm here today to let you know that even when the door seems closed, when the path feels dark, when the weight of the world seems to be pressing down on you, the right door is coming, and it is going to open at the right time. Some of you have been fighting battles you never expected. You've been standing in situations that have seemed impossible, situations that have made you feel like you've been overlooked, forgotten, or left behind. But hear me today. There's a door that no man can shut, and it's about to swing wide open in your life. Now, let me talk to you for a moment. The thing about doors is this. They don't open because you're perfect. They don't open because you've got it all together. They don't open because you've dotted every I and crossed every T. No. The door opens because it's been set for you. It's been predestined for you. There is a moment, there is a season, and there is an alignment that is coming together for you right now. Your time is coming, and I believe that when that door opens, you won't just walk through it, you're going to run through it. But you've got to keep moving. Don't get stuck in the frustration of waiting. Don't get bogged down by the people who tell you it's not possible. Don't get distracted by the lies of the enemy that whisper in your ear that your time has passed. No, you're still in the game. You're still in the race. I don't care how many mistakes you've made. I don't care how many people have doubted you. I don't care what has happened to you along the way. When that door opens, everything you've been through will begin to make sense. You'll see why you had to walk through that trial. You'll understand why you had to experience that pain. You'll recognize the purpose behind every tear you've shed. You see, there's a difference between a closed door and a closed season. A door can be shut, but it can also be opened. There are doors in your life that have been closed for a reason. And some of you, you've been standing there banging on doors that were never meant to open in the first place. You've been wasting energy, time, and tears on things that were never going to move. And I want you to understand something today. Just because a door is closed doesn't mean the right door is closed. Just don't get confused by the wrong door not opening. It wasn't yours to begin with. The door you've been waiting for, the one with your name on it, is coming. And when it opens, you'll know it. God's timing is perfect, and yes, it can be frustrating because we're human and we live in a world that expects instant results. We live in a world that wants things fast, we want answers quick, and we want results yesterday. But let me tell you something about God's timing. It is never late, it is never early, it is always on time. And the door that He's going to open in your life is not going to open a second too soon or a second too late. It's going to open at just the right time, and when it does, it will be everything you need and more. The problem is too many people have gotten stuck in the waiting season. You've been standing, waiting for something to happen, waiting for something to change, waiting for a sign. But what if I told you that while you're waiting, God is working? What if I told you that the waiting is not wasted? What if I told you that the silence is not absence? What if I told you that the closed door was God's way of protecting you, of redirecting you, of setting you up for something bigger than you could ever imagine? I need you to understand that while you're waiting, God is preparing you. He's preparing you for the opportunity that's coming. He's preparing you for the success that you're about to walk into. He's preparing you for the blessing that you're going to receive. Don't let the enemy make you feel like you're forgotten, like you've been left behind. No. You're just in preparation. You're just in training. You're just being refined. Because the door that's coming is a door that requires you to be ready. And when that door opens, you won't walk through it timidly, hesitantly, or uncertain. No. When that door opens, you're going to walk through it with boldness. You're going to walk through it with confidence. You're going to walk through it knowing that everything you've been through has been leading up to this moment. And you're going to step into a season of favor, a season of increase, a season of prosperity, a season where you will no longer have to beg for opportunities, but opportunities will be chasing you down. I need you to believe that there is a door with your name on it. There is a breakthrough waiting for you. There is a promotion waiting for you. There is a divine connection that is about to manifest in your life. And it's going to come through a door you never saw coming. I know it's been hard. I know you've been weary. I know you've faced disappointment after disappointment. But I need you to hold on to this. Your struggle is not your future. Your pain is not your identity. The door that's coming is not going to be based on where you've been. It's going to be based on where you're going. And where you're going is higher, it's greater, it's bigger than you've ever imagined. Don't let the enemy get in your head and convince you that your best days are behind you. Don't let the distractions of the world tell you that you're too old, too young, too unqualified, or too far gone. The door that's opening for you doesn't care about your past. It doesn't care about what people have said or what they think of you. It only cares about your faith, your heart, and your ability to walk into what God has prepared for you. I'm telling you right now, the right door is about to open. And when it does, you will not just step into your destiny. You will step into your divine purpose. You will step into the fullness of everything that's been promised to you. You will step into doors of opportunity that you never thought possible. Doors you thought were locked. Doors you thought were never meant for you. Doors you thought were out of reach. Those are the doors that are going to open. So get ready. Get ready for the doors to swing open. Get ready for the breakthroughs to come. Get ready for the unexpected blessings. Get ready for the opportunities that you didn't even ask for. Get ready for favor to find you. Get ready for the right door to open at the right time, and when it does, run through it with all your might. Because the door that's coming is the door that's meant for you. And when it opens, your life will never be the same. This captures the essence of T.D. Jakes' motivational speaking style, full of energy, faith, and empowerment, without explicitly referencing specific figures, focusing instead on the idea of a divinely ordained door opening at the right time. No matter the struggles or setbacks, there is a door in your life designed specifically for you. The right opportunity, breakthrough, or blessing is on its way, and it will open at the right time, regardless of past challenges. God's timing is perfect, and while you wait, He is preparing you for what's ahead. The waiting season is not wasted. It's a time of refinement, growth, and readiness for the door that is about to open in your life. Don't get discouraged by closed doors or perceived delays. Closed doors don't mean rejection. They're part of the divine process that's setting you up for something bigger. Stay faithful, stay focused, and trust that the right door will open when the time is right. When the door opens, don't hesitate. Step through it with boldness, confidence, and faith, knowing that everything you've gone through has been leading you to this moment. Your future is filled with greater opportunities, success, and divine favor. The right door is coming. Now, I know you've been through some things. You've had moments where you felt like everything was against you. Maybe you've experienced rejection. Maybe doors have closed in your face. And perhaps you've even found yourself questioning if there is a door for you at all. But I'm here today to tell you that even though it may seem like nothing is working out, the right door is coming. It's been set aside for you, waiting for you to walk through it, and it will open at the right time. You may not see it yet, but trust me, it's there. It's been prepared for you from the beginning. And when it opens, it will change everything. Let me speak to the person who feels stuck. Let me speak to the one who's been knocking on doors that haven't opened, who's been putting in the work, putting in the effort, and yet it feels like the results are nowhere in sight. You may have been at a place where it feels like you're doing everything right, yet the door remains shut, and you wonder, why is it not opening? Why can't I seem to get through? I want you to understand something today. There are seasons when it looks like nothing is happening, but in reality, something is always happening. You may not see it, but the right door is already being prepared for you. The universe, the forces of nature, the divine plan, whatever you want to call it, is orchestrating everything around you to line up for that perfect moment when that door will open. And you see, we're often fooled by what we can't see. We look around and think, well, nothing's happening. I've been working and nothing is shifting. But I need you to understand that just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. There is something in motion that you cannot always perceive with your natural eyes. Things are being moved behind the scenes. The right people, the right opportunities, the right conditions are being lined up for you. The door is meant for you, is being aligned with your destiny, and it will open at the precise moment it's supposed to. Now, the problem with many of us is that we want the door to open when we want it to open. We want it to open on our timeline according to our schedule and with our plan. But I've learned something powerful over the years. The right door opens at the right time, not according to our plans, but according to divine timing. We can't rush it, we can't manipulate it, and we certainly can't force it. The door has its own schedule, and the more we try to rush it, the further it seems to move from us. But if we learn to trust the timing, we will see that it will open exactly when it's supposed to. Think about it. The right door doesn't just open arbitrarily, it opens when the conditions are right for you to walk through it. Maybe the door needs to be unlocked first. Maybe it needs to be cleared of obstacles. Maybe the timing needs to be aligned with the right moment in your life. Maybe the door needs to be fully prepared so that when you step through, it leads to a future that you could never have imagined. You can't skip these steps. And so sometimes it's about waiting. It's about trusting that the right door is there even though you can't see it yet. And when that door opens, it won't be a surprise. It will feel like a divine affirmation. You will know it's meant for you. There won't be any second guessing or wondering if this is the right opportunity. When that door opens, you will walk through it with confidence. You'll feel it deep within your spirit that this is the moment you've been waiting for. And here's the thing. The right door doesn't just lead to one opportunity. No. The right door leads to a cascade of blessings. One door opens and leads to another. One opportunity opens and unlocks another level. And before you know it, you're stepping into a season of favor. A season where opportunities are chasing you down. A season where doors are flying open one after another, all because you walked through the right door at the right time. I want you to understand something else. The right door doesn't always look like the door you expected. Sometimes the door that's meant for you won't look like the one you've been hoping for. You may have had your eye on a particular door, thinking that it's the only one that could bring you success, happiness, or fulfillment. But the right door is often different from the one we imagine. It may not come in the form you thought, it may not look how you envisioned it, but when you walk through it, you'll realize it's been the perfect door for you all along. That door may come in a different package in a way that you didn't expect, but when it opens, you'll know that it was tailor-made just for you. This is why it's so important not to be discouraged when the doors we expect to open stay closed. You see, sometimes we get too fixated on one door and we miss the one that's meant for us. We get so focused on the one that isn't opening that we fail to see the door that is opening right in front of us. We start thinking, this is the door I want, and if this one doesn't open, then nothing will happen for me. But that's not true. Just because one door is closed doesn't mean the right door isn't already in place, waiting to open when it's time. I know some of you are discouraged right now because you've been knocking on doors for a long time and nothing seems to be opening. I know it feels like nothing is moving in your favor and you wonder if you've missed your chance. But I'm telling you right now, your door is coming. You've been faithful, you've been persevering, and you've been putting in the work. The right door is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I believe that when that door opens, it's going to be everything you've ever dreamed of and more. When you look back on this moment, you'll realize that everything you've been through, every heartache, every setback, every struggle, every season of waiting has been preparing you for this moment. You couldn't have walked through this door if you hadn't gone through the things you went through. You couldn't have handled the responsibility that comes with this door if you hadn't been shaped and molded by the challenges that came before it. The right door is opening, but you are being shaped, strengthened, and made ready for what's behind it. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not always easy. Waiting is never easy. Patience is hard, especially when you don't see the results yet. But there's power in the waiting. There's strength in the delay. It's in the waiting that your character is developed. It's in the waiting that your endurance is built. It's in the waiting that your faith grows. And when that door finally opens, you'll be prepared. You won't just walk through it, you'll run through it with confidence and purpose. So don't let discouragement take hold. Don't let doubt creep in. Don't let the delays cause you to lose hope. The right door is coming, and when it opens, you will be ready. It's coming because it's been prepared for you. You may not see it yet, but trust that it's already in motion. You may not understand the timing, but trust that it's perfect. And when that door opens, don't hesitate. Walk through it, and walk through it boldly, because everything you've been through has led you to this very moment. There's a divine rhythm to life that we often don't understand. We try to rush things. We try to force things to happen. And we forget that there is a timing that is beyond our control, a timing that is perfect, designed with precision and aligned with purpose. The truth is, timing and preparation are often inseparable. We think we're waiting for the right moment, but in reality, the right moment is waiting for us to be prepared. And until we are, we can't walk into the fullness of what's meant for us. There are seasons in life that seem to last forever, where nothing seems to happen, where we wonder if we're stuck. We pray, we work, we dream, and yet it feels like the doors we're knocking on won't open. And when that happens, the natural response is to get frustrated, to wonder if we missed something or if we've done something wrong. But I want you to understand something. Waiting is not wasted time. Preparation is not wasted effort. The season you're in right now, the one that feels like it's taking too long, is the exact season you need. It's the season where the pieces are coming together even though you can't see it. The preparation that happens in the waiting is what equips you for the moment when the door finally opens. You may not realize it, but God is working behind the scenes, laying the foundation, building the walls, and making sure that when that door swings open, you'll have everything you need to step into it. If you were to walk through that door prematurely, without the preparation, you wouldn't be able to handle what's behind it. You wouldn't have the capacity to hold the blessing, to manage the responsibility, or to appreciate the opportunity. It's in the waiting that you are made ready. There's a scripture that says, "They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength." Now, we often interpret this as simply waiting for things to happen, waiting for things to change. But the deeper meaning is that in the waiting, you're not just standing still, you're being renewed, you're being strengthened. Your spirit is being conditioned. Your mind is being sharpened. Your resilience is being tested. It's in the waiting that you are being prepared for what's coming next. The waiting is not the time to be stagnant, but the time to grow, to learn, and to evolve. I know waiting can be frustrating. We live in a culture where everything is instantaneous. We have fast food, instant messages, and on-demand services. But life doesn't work like that. Life has its own rhythm. There's a flow, and we have to learn to move with it. The right time for everything is not up to us. It's up to the divine timing that has been orchestrated for our lives. There are things we can't rush. We can't rush our growth, we can't rush our healing, and we can't rush our preparation. It's all part of a process. Think about it like this. When you plant a seed, you don't expect it to grow overnight. It needs time to take root, to sprout, to stretch towards the sun, and to develop into something strong. You can't force a seed to grow faster than it's meant to. And just like that seed, you can't force yourself to grow faster than your process allows. If you try to rush the growth, you'll end up with something that's fragile, something that won't stand up to the challenges that will come. The same goes for your preparation. The things that are being cultivated in you now, the skills, the wisdom, the strength, the character, are things that will help you endure what's coming next. You are being shaped in ways you can't yet understand. And if you rush the process, you'll miss out on the richness that this time has to offer. You see, God is not in the business of giving us things we're not ready for. He doesn't open doors that would overwhelm us, that would crush us under the weight of the blessing. That's why timing and preparation go hand in hand. If you've been praying for something, if you've been waiting for something, but it hasn't come yet, it's not because you've been forgotten. It's because you are being prepared. The blessings that are coming your way are too great for you to step into them without the right tools. The opportunities that lie ahead are too big for you to take on. God was working within him. God was developing his character, teaching him how to be brave, how to lead, and how to trust. David didn't know it at the time, but every moment of struggle, every battle he fought, every season of waiting was preparing him for the throne. And when the time was right, when he was truly ready, the door opened. And David stepped into the role that had been waiting for him all along. But he couldn't rush the process. He couldn't demand the crown before he was ready. He had to grow into the person who could bear the weight of it. In the same way, you may be in a season right now where you're being tested, where you're waiting, where you're wondering when your moment will come. But trust that this time is preparing you for what lies ahead. You may not understand it now, but you will see the fruit. There's a moment in your life when everything changes, when all the waiting, all the praying, all the struggling, and all the preparation culminate in one defining moment, when the door finally opens. It's been a long journey to get here. You've had to navigate obstacles, endure heartache, and face challenges you didn't think you'd ever make it through. But now, that door is wide open and you stand at the threshold, staring at the future that's been waiting for you. And in that moment, there is only one thing left to do: walk boldly through the door. Walking through that door isn't just about stepping into a new chapter. It's about embracing the fullness of everything that's been promised to you. It's about leaving behind the doubts, the fears, and the insecurities that have held you back. It's about stepping into the destiny that's been laid out for you, a destiny that you may have only dreamed about, but now it's right before you, waiting for you to take the next step. How many of you believe in that? How many of you know that what you want is right above you, and now it's right before you, waiting for you to take the next step? But here's the thing, walking boldly through that door isn't easy. It takes courage, it takes faith, it takes the willingness to leave behind the comfort of what you know and embrace the uncertainty of what's ahead. You see, a door represents a choice. It's a choice to step out of the familiar, to walk away from what's comfortable and known, and to step into the unknown. And let me tell you something. There's a certain power in walking into the unknown with confidence. It's not about knowing everything or having all the answers. It's about trusting that what's on the other side of that door is exactly where you need to be. You have to be willing to trust the process that brought you here. All of the things you've experienced, all the setbacks, the delays, the moments of frustration, were all part of shaping you for this moment. You are not here by accident. You are here because you've been prepared. Every step, every challenge, and every lesson was leading to this exact moment in time. Now is your time. And when that door opens, it's your moment to walk through it with boldness, knowing that you've been equipped for everything that lies ahead. Think about the journey you've been on. How many times have you been knocked down? How many times have you been told that you wouldn't make it? How many times have you faced doubts and fears only to push through them anyway? Every single one of those experiences has strengthened you, has built your character, and has prepared you for this moment. And now when the door opens, you have to walk through it knowing that all of that struggle wasn't in vain. All of it was part of the preparation for what lies beyond that door. I know it can be intimidating to step into something new. It's easy to look at the unknown and be filled with fear, filled with doubt, filled with questions. You wonder, what if I'm not ready? What if I fail? What if it doesn't work out? But I want to remind you of something important. Walking boldly through the door doesn't mean that you won't face challenges, but it does mean that you're ready to face them head on. It means that you've reached a place in your life where you no longer let fear control your decisions. You're willing to take the leap, to walk into the future even when you can't see all the details. Boldness is not about having all the answers. It's about taking action despite the unknown. The moment you step through that door, you are stepping into a new season of your life, and that season is going to require everything you've got. It's going to require your faith, your strength, your resilience, and your trust. It's going to challenge you in ways you never thought possible. But here's the beautiful thing. You are more than equipped for the challenge. Every trial you've faced has prepared you for what's coming next. Every setback has strengthened your resolve. Every heartache has deepened your capacity for compassion. And now, when that door opens, you have the ability to walk through it with a strength and confidence that you didn't have before. You're not the same person who started this journey. You are stronger. You are wiser. You are more resilient. And that makes all the difference. Let me tell you something. Your destiny is not going to wait for you. That door won't stay open forever. The opportunities that are waiting for you on the other side are not going to wait until you're ready. They won't wait for you to feel more confident. They won't wait until you have all the answers. They are there, and they are ready for you to step into them now. This is the moment to step up and walk with purpose, with intention, and with belief that you are meant to be on the other side of that door. No more holding back, no more hesitation, no more waiting for the perfect time. The time is now. There's a reason why that door is opening for you. It's because you've been faithful, you've been persistent, you've been patient, you've been working in the shadows, doing the hard work even when no one was watching. You've put in the effort, you've grown, you've learned, and now the time has come for you to step into the next phase of your life, the next level of your purpose. And when you walk through that door, it's not just about the opportunities you'll find. It's about who you will become in the process. This door is the gateway to the version of yourself that you've always been destined to become. But let's not sugarcoat it. Walking boldly through that door is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to stretch you. It's going to push you beyond what you think you're capable of. But that's how you grow. That's how you evolve. That's how you step into the fullness of who you are. You cannot become the person you were meant to be by staying where you are. You cannot live out your full potential by remaining in your comfort zone. You have to be willing to step out, to step forward, and to trust that you are prepared for everything that's ahead. I know it's easy to look at the obstacles in front of you and wonder if you're up to the challenge. I know it's easy to doubt yourself, to wonder if you're strong enough, wise enough, or capable enough. But let me tell you something. You are more than enough. You are capable. You are strong. You have everything you need to succeed. And when you step through that door, you will find that the strength, wisdom, and courage you need will be there waiting for you. You won't be walking alone. You will have the support, the guidance, and the resources you need to thrive on the other side. This is your moment to shine. This is your moment to show the world who you are and what you are capable of. This is the moment to take everything you've learned, everything you've been through, and everything you've become, and use it to propel yourself forward. Don't hold back. Don't shrink away from what's ahead. You were made for this. You were designed for this. You've been prepared for this moment. And now all you have to do is walk boldly through the door. As you walk through that door, remember this. You are not the person you once were. You are not the person who doubted their potential. You are not the person who hesitated in fear. You are a new person, a stronger person, a more confident person. And it's time to step into the future that has been waiting for you all along. There is nothing that can stop you now. You've got everything you need to walk through that door. And when you do, you will find that the world is ready to receive you, ready to embrace the greatness that is inside of you. So walk with your head held high, walk with purpose, walk with confidence, walk with boldness. This is your time. This is your moment. And that door, it's yours to walk through. Go ahead. Step into your destiny. Trusting the process can be one of the hardest things to do. It's easy to say the words, trust the process, but when you're in the middle of it, When the struggle feels endless and the progress seems too slow, those words can start to feel hollow. You might even begin to question if the process is really working for you, if it's even worth it, or if you've made the right choice in trusting it at all. But here's the truth. The process is not just a series of steps or a means to an end. The process is where transformation happens. It's in the process that we are refined, reshaped, and prepared for the greater things that are coming our way. Trusting the process is about having faith in the unseen, believing that everything happening has part of a bigger plan that you may not fully understand yet. When things are bad, we're fully stood to even know what it is that we're doing or not. I know how it feels to be in a season of waiting, to feel like you're putting in the work and seeing little to no immediate results. It's easy to feel discouraged when the results don't match the effort, when the fruit of your labor isn't showing up on time, or when you feel like you're not moving forward despite all the energy you're putting into it. But let me tell you this, the process isn't about instant gratification, and it isn't about things happening on your timetable. It's about growth, and growth takes time. Real, lasting growth doesn't come without struggle. It doesn't come without moments of doubt. It doesn't come without some discomfort. But that's part of the journey. In every process, there are moments that will test your patience. The waiting seasons feel like they stretch on forever, and you can't see what lies ahead. It's hard to trust the process when you're stuck in the middle of it, when the end goal feels far away and the work feels repetitive or pointless. But I want you to know that every step you take, every move you make, every challenge you face is not in vain. Even if you can't see it right now, every bit of it is molding you, shaping you, and preparing you for the future that's waiting for you. There's something powerful about knowing that you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to see the end result to trust that the process is leading you to where you need to go. Trusting the process means believing that the work you're doing now, whether or not it feels significant, is actually setting you up for something greater. It's trusting that each small step, even the ones that seem insignificant, is bringing you closer to the big breakthrough that's on its way. Sometimes it doesn't feel like you're making progress, but the reality is that the process is working behind the scenes, aligning everything perfectly for the moment when you'll need it most. Consider the example of a seed. A seed doesn't sprout the moment it's planted. It doesn't break through the soil immediately. It takes time for the seed to take root, to grow, and to push through the dirt. If you were to dig up that seed to check on it too soon, you'd disrupt the process and the plant would never have the chance to grow. Similarly, in your life, if you try to rush the process, if you try to force growth before you're ready, you can end up stunting your own development. The seed doesn't have to understand the process. It just has to trust that everything it needs is already in place. And in time, with patience and faith, the seed will sprout, grow strong, and eventually bear fruit. You're the same. Even if you can't see the growth happening right now, it is happening. Your roots are being established. You are growing and maturing even when it feels like nothing is changing. One of the most difficult parts of trusting the process is letting go of control. We like to think that if we work hard enough, we can control every outcome. We want to know exactly how everything will unfold and when. We want the comfort of knowing that our efforts will always yield immediate results. But life doesn't always work that way. Sometimes the process is slower than we expect. Sometimes it seems like nothing is moving. And in those moments, it's easy to want to step in and take control. But that's where trust comes in. Trusting the process is about surrendering to something bigger than yourself. It's about allowing the universe or the divine plan to unfold in its own time, in its own way. Knowing that you are being prepared for something greater than you can currently imagine. It's also important to understand that not every part of the process will be easy. In fact, most of it will challenge you. There will be moments when you feel like giving up, moments when you wonder if you're on the right path, moments when the weight of it all feels too much to bear. But those moments are often the most important ones. It's in those moments of struggle that your character is developed, that your resilience is built, and that your strength is forged. Now, if everything came easily, you wouldn't be prepared for the future challenges that lie ahead. The struggle is part of the process. The resistance is part of your growth. And without it, you wouldn't be ready for what comes next. I know it's easy to look at others and think that their success came effortlessly, that they have it all together, that their process was smooth and quick. But that's an illusion. Everyone has their own process, and what you see on the outside is often just the tip of the iceberg. You don't see the late nights, the failures, the doubts, and the heartache that they had to endure to get where they are. You don't see the personal battles they fought when no one was watching. Every success story has a behind-the-scenes process that was just as messy, just as difficult, and just as full of setbacks as yours. But those setbacks didn't define them. Their ability to keep moving forward despite the challenges, their willingness to trust the process even when they couldn't see the outcome, that's what set them apart. When you trust the process, you're choosing to believe that the difficult moments are not just obstacles, they are stepping stones. They are part of the path that will lead you to your breakthrough. Trusting the process means accepting that everything happens in its own time and that some things take longer to manifest than others. It means understanding that the things you're working toward will come, but they will come when you're ready to receive them. And in the meantime, it's about doing the work, staying focused, and continuing to grow even when the end seems far off. This trust doesn't mean that you sit back and wait passively. No, trust in the process requires action. It requires perseverance. It requires that you continue to put in the work even when you don't feel like it. It requires faith in yourself and your abilities and in the idea that every step you take is part of a bigger plan. The more you lean into the process, the more you align yourself with your purpose. And when that breakthrough moment comes, when you've done the work, when you've weathered the storms and stayed committed, it will feel like everything was worth it. The waiting, the growth, the pain, the progress, it will all come together in that moment. And you will realize that the process was not just a necessary part of your journey, it was the key to your success. One of the most powerful aspects of trusting the process is that it helps you to develop patience. In a world that is constantly telling us to hurry up, to achieve success as quickly as possible, patience is often an overlooked virtue. But patience isn't about idleness or inaction. It's about faith. It's about understanding that not everything is in your control, that some things must unfold in their own time, and that true success takes time. Patience allows you to trust that what is meant for you will come when the time is right, and that you don't have to force it. You can rest in the knowledge that as long as you are faithful and doing your part, the process will lead you exactly where you need to go. There are moments when you may question whether it's all worth it. There will be days when the road feels long, the goals feel distant, and the struggle feels overwhelming. But I urge you to press on. Trust the process. Keep putting in the work, keep doing what you can, and know that the results will come. It's easy to doubt when the results are not immediate, but the most beautiful things in life often take time to cultivate. You must be prepared to sink or dive. And whenever you dive, sink below the surface and not in. For if you dive deep enough, or at least make enough swimming points, there will be limitless vestige of the life you commit to calling ahead of you. Trusting the process is about having faith in the unseen. Trusting that everything you are doing is working together to bring about something beautiful. And when the time comes, when that moment of breakthrough happens, you'll look back at all the waiting, all the hard work, and all the challenges you faced, and you will see how perfectly everything has come together. The process was never a waste. It was never a detour. It was the path that led you exactly where you needed to be. Trust the process. Keep moving forward. You are exactly where you need to be. The journey is unfolding just as it should.